recycling the building materials and the construction of the buildings. That's what this group in this room really influence today, and same issue. And again, we're going to focus on pretty much that cradle to gate and what's that look like. So that's the manufacturing of the concrete materials, the mining of the limestone to put into the cement kilns, the mining of the aggregates, the transportation of the aggregates to our plant, the production of the concrete. So another term of that is often cradle to gate. Cradle to gate. Or if we look at the whole life cycle of the building and we talk about recycling some of the materials, we're looking at that kind of circular economy, which I'll mention a little later. But for the most part, with the EPDs we're focusing on, it's going to be that cradle to gate EPD. And the same, everybody in the concrete industry likes cookies. Same cooking analogy here. But how do we get, how do we get this value from a mix aspect to lower our embodied carbon? Talking about alternate mixes and materials. I don't know if we got any third-party labs in here, but I know I got some ready mix guys in here, and they'll probably support me when we talk about some materials. But if we look at it from an impact of the global warming potential, how much cash per minute revise and resubmit? And I fight this. I call them. Why? What's the technical basis that we got to meet all this? It's a footing. I have hundreds of pieces of strength data that show I meet F prime CR with my thing. You look at the ACI 318 criteria, and everything's met. Well, that's just my spec, and that's what I want. And that's the mentality we got to figure out how to change if we're going to move the needle on the CO2. So, here's the durability table out of Chapter 19. I'm not saying we do anything beyond this. At some point, we're going to need to develop more performance specifications that demonstrate we meet early communication and changes. It may be that we can get a 25, oftentimes with PT mixes, if you got a job that goes more than a year, I'm giving you 3 mixes. I'm giving you a summer mix, I'm giving you a winter mix, and I'm giving you a spring-fall mix. Why? Because the early age strength is so dependent on temperature. Early age strength, the 2 variables is time and temperature. I have not figured out how to manipulate time, but we can manipulate temperature. So I give you 3 mixes. And the reality is, and the pricing of those mixes is often a different price as well. So if you care about the economics, you may be able to get that summer mix that likely has more fly ash, that has a lower carbon footprint than everything else, to work longer into the fall, longer into the winter by utilizing hot water.
Work, and we're doing a great job. There's hardly anybody on the planet that can do concrete work as efficient as we do in the United States. We're doing great. And can we do better? Of course we can. It's going to be hard to do. We've been doing it about 100 years, and we're going to have to do some things different. And we're going to have to spend some money, and it's going to be painful. And this is a crude industry that resists change. We fight technology stupidly every day when we go to work. I have a